Maybe it's him and one of the older altar boys. He's not taking him back there to touch him. He's taking him back there to help him do up a car. And maybe they hit a little bit of the wine.
Yeah.
And then they go under the bonnet.
Yeah. Take their clothes off.
Nothing dirty. No, nothing, not naked at all. Just him and one of the older boys who were good mates.
Yeah.
And what's it got to be that
It's
way?
the first ever priest and altar boy buddy story.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted antlers like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up! No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
Quing Long Zhu, the Cadillac Supreme Candy.
Hi everyone, we're back with the Brown Carpet Podcast. It would be remiss of me to go any further without congratulating you.
Oh, thanks, mate.
On your, not nuptials,
No.
not marriage,
Not yet.
engagement.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Me and Tori made the commitment over in snowy Japan.
How'd you do it?
Walking down a snowy ski field, actually, just on the side of the mountain. 180-degree view of the 6 peaks around Nozawa Onsen, and I got a look out there for a photo, dropped to the knee.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then moments after, we saw a dog dragging a snowboarder down the hill. It was amazing. It was the most incredible sight. We knew that was a good omen.
Like a husky type.
Not even. It was like a golden retriever. It was having the time of its life. It was flying down the hill with a snowboarder behind it.
Oh, that's magical.
It was epic, yeah.
I thought you were going to say you put your hand across to see a dog taking a big juicy turn.
Yeah, massive shit. That was a perfect moment.
Welcome to the Brown Carpet Podcast, where each episode we take a weird, real news story and together we twist it into an even weirder film.
And at the end, we make a movie poster for the B-grade masterpiece that we cook up.
You can see all the movie posters we've made in the Brownland section of our website, www.thebrowncarpetpod.com.
You can find us on Apple, Spotify, or watch all the episodes on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Brown Carpet Podcast, and you can see Corey's pretty little beauty face.
If you've got a suggestion for a weird, funny headline you'd like us to turn into champagne cinema, DM us on Instagram or email us at thebrowncarpetpod@gmail.com.
Don't forget to give us a follow on Insta, TikTok, chuck us a like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Finally, we'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the land we record this podcast upon.
Always was,
always will be,
Aboriginal land.
We may as well just dive straight into this week.
Why not?
This is pretty dark.
It is dark. It's
supernatural.
Less comedy weird and more kind of like disturbing weird. It's very freaky. And we're going to a bit of an auto zone. The genre.
Autoerotic, you mean?
Not autoerotic. Unless you want to take it there, I'm happy to go.
Is it Michael Hutchins thing?
Depending on your predilections.
Yeah.
But seeing as though we're going to a car-related zone, we might as well do a top 3.
It's the top 3. The motherfucking top 3.
It's the top 3.
Corey.
Yes, Josh.
Can you give me your top 3 car movies?
Without even flinching. Talladega Nights?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I every time I think of that movie, I think of him doing the fake commercials.
And enjoy a bag of prune candy. Dragon foot bamboo pole.
The whole bit about him thinking he's on fire.
I always go to the dinner table scene.
Yes.
We thank you so much for this bountiful harvest of Domino's, KFC, and the always delicious Taco Bell.
The classic Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise.
Such a great movie.
It is a great film. Brad Pitt's first film.
Is it?
It is.
I thought it was Legends of the Fall or something like that.
No, he was already an established hunk by then.
Was he?
He was just a little bit part in that film.
Ah, yeah, he was a cowboy?
Just a float-in cowboy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Speed.
Oh, yeah. Great one.
What a premise for a movie.
I mean, not really a car film, though. More of a bus movie.
It's a bus movie, but we said auto, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's on 4 wheels.
Do buses only have 4 wheels? Or are they stacking 2x2?
Depends what sort of bus.
Talk me through the bus categories.
I know semi-trailers double up on wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buses just big fat ones, 4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? What's your top 3 car films? And I'm sure they'll be strictly car movies.
Yes.
After chipping me on my choices.
100%. I'd like to start with a truck movie, and that is Duel. Well, it's a car and a truck film. Steven Spielberg's 1971 cult classic.
Yep.
It was actually originally made for the ABC TV Movie of the Week. It got such a good reception that they gave him a bit of extra money and 3 days more to go out and shoot some more, extended into a theatrical release, and they put it out in cinemas.
You're right.
But yeah, it's kind of like Jaws on wheels. It's just one man in a car being followed by a truck just in the middle of the desert in the States, and it's just tension. And
Has that been done since a little bit?
it has been ripped off a couple of times.
Yeah.
There was
that
the
an Australian
Hitcher.
horror one?
Yes.
Road Train, maybe.
Road Train.
Yeah.
Very shit film.
Yeah.
Sorry to whoever made that. I went to a film festival once where they debuted it, and they're all very excited and lovely people. But that film did suck.
Just got to be careful who we slag off.
So moving right along to my second film,
Yep.
Baby Driver.
Great film.
I love it. Just the soundtrack, the editing.
Cutting to the music.
Oh, man.
so
The editing, it makes me hard just thinking about it. That opening sequence.
Well, there's no need to get...
I'm rock hard. I love a good edit.
That's what Ricky Bobby says too. I'm hard as a dart right now.
That's right. And my last one would be Death Proof. Tarantino's Grindhouse, the double feature made with Robert Rodriguez, Kurt Russell as a serial killer who uses his car to kill victims. It's an amazing film with Zoe Bell, Kiwi stunt woman, playing one of the main protagonists in it, doing all her own stunts. Absolutely incredible. Some of the best stunt work ever put to celluloid, I reckon.
Highest feet shot count in all Tarantino's films.
There is a lot of feet in that film.
I'm making that up.
No denying.
There's a lot of it, right?
You've done a minute count on the feet?
No. I think probably the longest would be Kill Bill, the last one, because there's a whole toe section, right?
There is a toe section.
It's like minutes on screen. It's probably...
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there is a whole 10-minute where he picks up the hitchhiker.
That's right, yeah.
And she's just got a foot in the foreground.
That's right.
That could be up there too.
Yeah, totally.
We'll have to dig in. We'll have some stats for you next week.
All right, should we dive into the story?
Why not?
What is the weird headline that we're going to turn into a film today?
Funny you asked. Today's headline is... Massive flock of sheep has been walking in a circle for 12 days straight in China. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
There's video footage of this, which we'll show you now if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, wow.
It's very creepy.
Yeah.
Dozens of sheep have been eerily walking around in a circle for 12 days straight in northern China's Inner Mongolia region. The bizarre behaviour captured on surveillance video shows the large flock continuously marching clockwise in a nearly perfect circle on a farm.
Wow.
Chinese media said the sheep are healthy and the cause of the non-stop circling remains a mystery. Video of the strange scene was tweeted Wednesday by Chinese state-run outlet The People's Daily, which reported the sheep are perfectly healthy and the cause of the behaviour remains a mystery.
Yeah, nothing to see here. They're healthy. Their eyes are rolling back dark in their heads.
Yeah, just move along.
It's really normal.
The sheep owner, identified as Mrs. Meow, I might not be pronouncing that correctly, and I do apologise to Mrs. Meow and her family, claimed the spectacle began with a few sheep before the whole flock joined in, Metro reported. Although there are 34 sheep pens at the farm, only the sheep in one of the pens, number 13, have been acting this way. Ooh. Do you reckon it's really number 13? That feels a bit...
It's great.
On the nose.
Yeah.
They've been on the move since November 4th. It's unclear whether they stopped to eat or drink. Some have speculated the sheep's behaviour could be caused by a bacterial disease called listeriosis, also known as circling disease. Why is that funny? I don't know. My mum had circling disease for several years, and I prefer you show a little bit of respect.
I'm sorry.
Outbreaks typically occur as a result of spoiled or low-quality silage.
Bad water?
Silage, yeah.
Or bad feed?
Feed or water, I guess. Yeah. Or like they're standing around in their own shit.
Yeah, maybe.
In sheep and goats, however, death usually occurs within 24 to 48 hours after symptoms are observed.
That's insane.
It's really, really bizarre.
It's supernatural, in my opinion. I don't care about the science. That's satanic.
It definitely feels like UFO, demonic. There's dark powers at play here.
It's a Scully and Mulder situation.
Definitely, I'd send them out.
Straight away. I'm not interested in any of the science.
Okay.
Put that to one side.
Sure.
I think we go to the supernatural route. Because it's clearly supernatural.
Whose story is it?
Whose story is it?
Do we pick a sheep? Do we go sheep herding dog?
Like a narrator, a sheep that narrates the whole movie.
Yeah.
With like a monologue sheep.
Started way back. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
It's terrible.
What sort of movie do you want to make?
Let's bring it home. Let's set it in Australia.
Australia? Okay.
There's plenty of sheep stations out here. Isolated, place where weird shit happens.
I feel like this is going to be a classic good and evil battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we've got the evil of the main part of the story where the sheep are possessed.
Oh, it's a great kickoff.
Yeah.
But maybe as we've done before, we start a little earlier and come to it, like give it a bit of time to build to the circling. Not that that's the climax, but I think it's a good inciting incident. But maybe if our main character is a farmer, for instance, let's name him Bruce Tucker out there on the sheep station.
Pretty Australian.
Ex-Catholic priest. out there, just him and his dog.
Was he banished for diddling?
Let's not say diddling, because it's going to be hard to get on side with a paedophile.
He's the rare Catholic priest that was a clean skin.
He's the exception to the rule.
He's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
God-fearing, but he has his own demons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's got to have a dark past.
He's got a dark past.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's Bruce's dark past?
Oh, well, he did blackface once. He never lived that costume party down.
Yep. Who are you? Sammy Davis Jr.
So, yeah, he's got a dark past.
He's got a dark past.
He's a ex-priest shepherd, essentially,
Yeah.
which is biblical.
Very biblical. But let's get a little bit more into the Australian side of things. Let's say he's also a bit of a muscle car fanatic.
He's a revhead.
He's a revhead.
He's a reverend head. It was bad, sorry.
It is pretty bad.
He's into muscle cars, is that what you're saying?
Maybe he was into muscle cars. Something happened in his past. He used to be a fanatic. As a young man, he used to trawl the back lots, find these muscle cars, and then do them up.
Loved a bit of the communion wine, a bit too much.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know, started out just on Sundays, having a bit of, body of Christ.
Yep. Maybe it's him and one of the older altar boys. He's not taking him back there to touch him. He's taking him back there to help him do up a car. And maybe they hit a little bit of the wine.
Yeah.
And then they go under the bonnet.
Yeah. Take their
nothing
clothes off.
dirty. No, nothing, not naked at all. Just him and one of the older boys who were good mates.
Yeah.
And what's it got to be that
It's
way?
the first ever priest and altar boy buddy story.
Maybe. Totally platonic relationship. Him and Brock.
Yeah.
Brock's the oldest.
Is that a nod to Brocky?
Peter Brock.
Oh, come on.
King of the Mountain.
I love it.
Yeah.
Brock's his best mate.
Yep, Brock's his best mate.
Okay.
Maybe he's like a 18-year-old at the time.
Pretty old
Bruce
for an
was
altar boy.
Pretty old for an altar boy. Maybe he's thinking about progressing into the priesthood.
Yeah.
He's got his eyes on a few of the younger lads. We're going to have to move away from this. The two of them have a shared interest in motor cars. All right? They both love a throbbing engine.
They come together over initially over a love of Christ, but then it deepens over a love of cars.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
So they're out there souping up a vehicle one afternoon.
Yeah.
Perfect dusk, and they got this GH Holden back to track worthiness.
Yeah.
And maybe out somewhere in the back paddocks, he's got a dusty
Dirt
circuit.
track.
Yeah, nice sort of NASCAR style dirt track back there.
Yeah.
And the two of them take it out there for a few hot laps.
NASCAR's more tarmac. This is like a dirt stock car type track.
Yeah,
Right? Like a bit
something you can drift on really nicely.
Yeah.
So the two of them go out there this one afternoon, maybe a little bit too much wine under the skin as they start flying around.
Yeah.
And at some point,
Brock says, we've had a couple of drinks, should we really go? And he's like, yeah, we'll be fine.
yeah, no, we'll be good.
Jump in.
Yeah, mate. We'll be back in before dark. And they start fanging around, and they're like pushing the boundaries every time. They're drifting a little bit further each time. Maybe Bruce loses control.
Yeah.
On one of the last turns.
Overcorrects.
Yeah.
And as drivers often do, they save themselves unconsciously.
Yeah, right.
And just hits the side of Brock, crushes him immediately.
Oh. Okay, so that guy takes him into like a tree stump or something,
And just crushes him in his lap.
Oh.
So his head's right
in there.
Oh, we really trivialized
They
the really
use
dark
the jaws of life to pull his mouth off his dick.
There's his demons, which is only going to deepen his drinking, right?
Absolutely.
So I think he starts rocking up a sermons, pissed out of his mind,
Slurring his words.
misquoting the Bible.
Yep.
And then there's murmurs around the town. He knocked him off because he was going to say that he was doing
He's going
stuff.
to talk on him, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that they found his head in his lap. But yeah, he never touches another car from that point onwards.
Yeah.
Leaves the wreck out in the field.
Yeah.
The rest of them in the barns, they just gather dust over time, bolts on the doors.
Turns
never
to his
goes
sheep.
back. Yeah, he just buries himself in work, keeps to himself, head down.
And that's where we pick up.
That's where we pick up.
Right, okay.
He's
cool.
a broken man.
But I think
it's him and the dog.
I think the solitude and caring for the sheep,
Yep.
and the dog brings him out of his depression, right?
Raphael.
Yeah. Is Raphael an angel?
I think so. I thought Archangel?
Archangel Gabriel is an angel. I thought he was a Ninja Turtle.
That as well. He can be both. Michelangelo, also a painter.
Party dude as well.
Nunchucks?
Yeah.
Or do you have the knives? No,
No,
knives.
that was Raphael.
Yep.
Yeah. He's got his dog, Raphael.
His dog. This is him and the dog. And maybe you're right. Maybe he got the dog and the dog has kind of brought him a little bit out of his shell. He's able to tend to the sheep.
Yeah.
He's got a focus. He's got a friend. He can just talk to the dog. And the sheep station doesn't fall apart as a result. The dog kind of keeps him going.
That picks us up to where we are today, where he starts noticing these sheep circles.
Him and Raphael, around dusk, it's the last lap before they head back to the farm, and they notice the sheep circle.
Right.
So how about here, we up the ante a little. After the first day, it's still going,
Yeah.
but another one starts on another pattern. And then another, and then another. Multiple circles are happening.
But why? Why is there multiple?
I think we should go the religion route.
Yeah, no, definitely keep it good and evil.
Demonic intervention.
Classic.
Yeah.
What's the reason? It's obviously satanic and evil, but for what?
Yeah, for what purpose?
Why is it doing it? Is it initiating some sort of hellmouth? Some sort of portal?
Yeah.
How does he work out that?
Well, I feel like his vision's too fogged to realise that sort of overarching picture. Maybe it's Raphael.
Yeah.
One day he's just sitting there on the porch, drunk out of his mind, unable to even get up and do the most basic of things. He's lost, and the dog comes trotting up to him with a map of the station in his mouth and drops it at his lap.
And rolls it out, looks at it, puts it up on the wall, just analyses it.
Connect the dots.
Connects the dots, and it forms a pattern, a pentagram. So there's all but one point in the pentagram.
Let's say the last point, the final point that hasn't yet been marked.
Right where Brock died.
Right where Brock died. The tree stump they slammed into was dead centre of the final pentagram.
And the sheep have already started.
Him and Raphael head out there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the circle's begun around the stump.
Raphael's just barking and going off.
What does it open there? This portal. What's going to spring
The gates
forth?
of hell.
The gates of
Gates
hell.
of Hades. The
Yep.
4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Sure.
But I think we need to stay with the cars. So they don't ride horses. They come out in different cars, in different muscle cars.
Horsepower. Yeah, I like it. That's good. Their steeds are
It's a
muscle
modern
cars.
interpretation of a biblical thing. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So we got 4. What are the 4 horsemen of the
I
apocalypse?
can't even remember. Pestilence.
Death,
Death is a main one, right?
war, famine.
That's the 4.
So 4 vehicles.
Yeah.
All souped up, kind of like Pestilence has got like cockroaches on fire down the side.
Yeah.
War's got like the upside down crucifix.
And they got like personalized number plates as well.
Yeah. I love it.
They're all registered.
Sure. Yeah, they've been to the DMV.
Yeah.
They stood in line.
Yeah. Death just got 666 number plates.
Yeah.
I like them being really stylized like that, like kind of like Romeo and Juliet. The cars are really cool. And we make them represent what they do. So war could be like a big Hummer.
And each one of the actors that we cast for them
Yeah.
has got to kind of like embody that sort of.
Well, that's important how we cast that then.
Well, first of all, let's go back to Bruce.
Okay.
Our main character. Who
Yep.
are we thinking for Bruce?
I mean, I love Dan Henschel. I think he'd be great.
Oh, yes, Newtown.
He's a good age.
Yep.
But who do you think?
I was thinking like a Hugo Weaving.
Okay, like a bit older.
Yeah, a little bit older.
Okay,
Hugo's great.
Yeah.
What about Brock? For all our flashback sequences of the younger altar boy who he...
The man of the minute, Austin Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, young Elvis. Then we want to cast our 4 horsemen. Who's Death? I was thinking Robert Englund of Nightmare on Elm Street, Mr. Freddy Krueger.
I mean, this is a big car movie. Paul Walker. Like a CGI Paul Walker. But
We're going to deep fake him in.
yeah, it's silly.
Okay, why not? We'll deep fake in Paul Walker as Death.
It's unexpected.
Sure, it is unexpected.
It's a nod to
Gotta cast
the Fast and
Death.
Furious franchise.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
He's being dead.
I was thinking Jeff Goldblum for Pestilence.
That's perfect.
He is the Fly.
That's perfect.
War.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe,
The
Gladiator.
himself.
Yes. Famine.
Dame Judi Dench. Why not?
Why Dame Judi?
It's a pretty male cast so far.
It is. I mean, I was thinking of someone a bit scrawnier, someone representing famine. She's
Ally McBeal.
Ally McBeal's very
Famine.
skinny.
I'm thinking of a female lead here.
I had Christian Bale. You remember what he did for the Machinist?
Yeah.
He got really skinny.
Yeah, let's go Christian Bale.
Okay, so the horsemen are here, Raphael and Bruce, facing down with these 4 vehicles, and from the vehicles step out 4 characters representing war, pestilence, famine, and death.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Pestilence, who is the spokesperson for the group, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
He's an articulate motherfucker. He comes forward to Bruce and he explains...
What about, can Vin Diesel just rock up and like talk about the rules of the race?
Sure. Well, he's the flag dude. Why not? I mean...
Where does Vin Diesel come from?
Yeah.
Okay. So Goldblum is the guy who like...
You can't just shoehorn in Diesel, mate.
I will make this a Fast and the Furious movie. Okay, so Goldblum is that guy. He's like, here's the rules. You must defeat us all in a race.
It's a race.
It's a race to the death.
He must face each one of them in a separate race. So 4 races for the fate of the earth. The apocalypse is here.
Okay.
Maybe it's not necessarily his fault.
This is the highest stakes of all.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get any higher stakes than this.
Yeah. Existence itself is on the line.
Wow.
Goldblum explains the rules. There's going to be 4 races. They'll take to the dirt track out the back.
Yep.
He'll have to resurrect one of his vehicles before the first race tomorrow at dawn.
Right, so he's got to work around the clock to get his car ready.
Spend the night in one of the barns. Got to crack the lock off, go in there.
Yeah.
The headlamp on, get under a car and start reworking it.
Does he have a dream that night when he finally falls asleep? He has a dream.
Yeah.
Does Brock come and visit him in his dream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock's like his Jedi spokesperson, his Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Because I imagine he doesn't sleep at all that night.
Yeah.
Except for these little fitful patches where he passes out.
And he wakes up in the morning and his dog's licking his face.
Yeah. I reckon Brocky and Raphael are...
Reincarnation.
The reincarnation, exactly.
Okay.
He manages to bring back this muscle car, the muscle car that he crashed in all those years ago.
Yep.
Banged out a few of the dents, got the engine back up and running.
Yep.
And at dawn, he's there to face the first race. We're now into the action section of the film.
Yeah.
We're going to get a montage of each one of these races, and each race, has to be cut, like a Rocky fight, as exciting and action-packed as possible. Each one's with twists and turns, and he's in front, the other guy's in front.
Yeah.
Raphael riding shotgun beside him.
Yeah. This is where I can shoehorn the Fast and the Furious
Absolutely.
explosions.
Yeah. So one by one, he takes out death first.
Yep.
Then war.
Yep.
Famine,
and pestilence is the last one.
But at this point, his car's been through the ringer, It's probably rolled across the finish line a couple of times.
Yeah, he's been banged up by the others.
Yeah, crashing together, as they drive down the straight. It's dinted up, it's banged up.
Yeah.
It's barely holding its shit together, and he's got to pull it together 3 more laps of the track.
I feel like we need to have planted something earlier in the story to pay off now.
Okay.
So something like, almost like a shake and bake thing in Talladega Nights, where he had this thing with Brock.
Like a catchphrase?
Like a catchphrase and a move or something they used to do. Or something they used to say, and it happens at the darkest moment.
It's like a race move that they have, but there's like a catchphrase to set it off.
Yeah.
It's also a high-risk maneuver.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the move that led to his death. They were trying that out, but they were a bit too pissed.
Yeah.
Those are the last words he said to him before
And he's terrified of doing the move again, right? Of
course.
Because he killed his friend.
Yeah.
But the dog, it comes through the dog. And
the dog says it. Yeah.
The dog's voice isn't Brock's voice.
No.
Just to make it weirder.
Vin Diesel?
It's Dave McCormack, Bluey's voice.
Perfect. So what's the saying? What's the two-hander? What do they say to each other?
Godspeed. Something like that.
Yeah, maybe it's something religious. One of them will say, we're on a highway to hell. And the other will say, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
And then they'll drop it in.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they had installed that night, they'd installed like a nitro. Like a nitro switch.
Yeah.
They hadn't tested it out.
Yeah.
And it's, high pressure gas.
Yeah.
The shit can either explode and, become a bomb.
Yeah.
Or it could turbo power you to 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So very dodgy to use.
And maybe the NOS malfunctioned when he was with that night.
It went more explosive and sent them flying into the tree stump.
Yeah. The switch or the thing is it's bedazzled with religious iconography,
Got to punch the crucifix to set it off.
Yeah. It's that's why it's like Jesus take the wheel, and it's like Jesus on the cross, and you flick it, flick it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it clicks in.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're coming down the final stretch, right? And he's behind by a good 2 car lengths. There's really no coming back.
Yeah.
At this current speed with where the car's out, unless
so he's losing to pestilence.
And so he says to himself, almost whispers to himself, Godspeed, which is the words that he would then say to get Brock to say, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
And the dog turns to him and says, Jesus, take the wheel, in Bluey's voice.
And he's like, fuck, a talking dog! And then crashes and dies.
Yeah.
No. So he gets the inspiration from the dog.
Yeah.
Which is Brock channeling through the dog. Hit the NOS.
Well, maybe he's too stunned by the fact that a dog just spoke to him to actually hit the button.
The dog hits the button.
The dog hits the button.
Yes.
And they're both pushed into the back of the seat. He flies past him, just takes him on the absolute finish line.
Yeah, he's so dumbfounded. He's like, and the dog just goes.
The dog hits him with his paw, and they fly through for a win.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then I reckon each one of the 5 points just bursts into fire.
Yep.
And starts drawing back down into the earth.
And then all the sheep just start getting up.
Oh yeah, they're
sheep wake up. And that stump, there's a shoot. A
green shoot.
Coming out. That's like final shot.
It's great.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
That's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Take a ride with me. You wanna go and take a ride with me. If you wanna go and take a ride with me. You wanna go and take a ride with me.
We've talked about casting. Should we talk about possible titles?
I was thinking Father of the Ride.
Father of the Ride. Don't mind it. The Flock. It's a bit generic.
The Flock. Burnout.
Not bad.
Fire,
and he's a bit of a burnout himself.
Yeah.
Not bad. Hades Run.
Hades Run's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fun action film. Hades Run.
Yeah. Reverend Lations.
That's a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Reverend
It's
Lations. Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what he says right at the end there.
Yeah. Feels like a bit of a tagline-y type thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe that's more of a tagline. Circle Work.
Circle Work's good.
Yeah.
Sins of the Farmer.
Sins of the Farmer.
That's good, isn't it?
That's good.
That's the movie.
Sins of the Farmer.
Yeah?
Jesus Take the Wheel.
That's a tagline, Jesus Take the Wheel?
That's a tagline, yeah. Do you have any other taglines?
Yeah. Not for the sheepish.
I really like that.
You like that one?
I really like that.
And the last one I had was The Road to Salvation is covered in burnouts.
That's good. That's good.
Do you like the sheepish one more?
I like
you laugh. You responded well to the
Not
sheepish.
for the sheepish is great.
Okay, soundtrack. What have you got?
Jesus Built My Hot Rod. Ministry.
Nice.
Gotta be.
That's very good.
I mean, that's also a high-powered, octane rock and roll for those racing sequences.
That's definitely a racing sequence part. What else?
Ride With Me, Nelly.
Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah.
If you want to go and take a ride with me. That's the light-hearted part of them driving around when everything's all good.
Highway to Hell, AC/DC.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably
the
final race.
The final race, yeah.
The Distance, Cake.
Yes.
That could be the end credits music.
Reluctantly crouched at the starting line.
Yeah.
So good. Life is a Highway by Tom Godfrey.
I think that's a better end credit song.
Yes, that is the credit song.
Yeah, a feel-good moment at the end.
Yeah, I love it. All right, well, that's a movie.
That's a film.
We did it.
Nice one.
Until next week, don't forget to flush.
See you, cunts.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted antlers like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up. No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Round Carpet Podcast.
Ready to fuck this puppy?
Oh, I lead us in.
There you go.
All right. Yeah.
Mixing.
Reverend Lations.
What?
Reverend Lations. It's so bad.
Jesus.
There's a ghost that haunts the train.
Mate, I haven't seen Ghost in a long time.
I watched it the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. On Valentine's Day, alone. Sorry, I'm on your turf. I'm paying my respects.
Are you going to wear the bucket hat the whole time?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's a choice. It's a bold choice.
Hi, everyone. We're back.
Just a bit of a warning, mate. Like 3, 2, and then you go.
Just got to loosen up the throat. Oh, fuck. Corey, get it together.
Off to a cracking start, I must say.
It's every time. You think after like 54 episodes we get better at this shit? You know what I've noticed? I'm getting really long eyebrows. Like hairs.
Oh, yeah.
Like getting some menzies.
You're getting the little twisties.
Yeah, the ones that go. Just
How's your nose hair? Oh, you got a big moustache, so you
no, it's
can't hide them in that.
Ear hair's the one that's hitting me these days.
Oh, I haven't got the ear hair thing.
Haven't you? You married?
Not married.
Oh, no. God, what's wrong with me?
No. Each time you fuck it up, another droplet of sweat runs down my butt crack. It's so uncomfortable.
Swampy.
Yeah, it is swampy.
Get out.
Oh, shit, sorry. It's all right. It's all right.
Greg,
How's that?
that was masterful.
That was a pretty good
You were
catch.
just ready to engage.
It's not the first time I've had to catch a lightsaber.
You caught the saber and then
Ignited?
it was like an ocular pat down.
What?
You assessed the situation. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
You were ready to go.
Yeah, I was ready to take an arm off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sheep all across the globe are walking in circles, and there's something that we need to draw. I know you're thinking that this isn't just another conspiracy theorist, this is just another crazy Christian saying the end times are here, but I guarantee you that there is something that you have got to understand about why these sheep are walking in the circles they are and how it relates to you.